What's going on, guys? Welcome to Outside the Brand. This is your AEW Collision post show for September 23rd, 2023. I'm your host, Phil, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. Thank you so much for joining us right here on your Saturday nights, wherever you may be. Guys, I'm getting better at this Collision post show type of deal. We're getting back into it. Guys, Collision tonight was really fun. I really had a lot of fun watching the show. Um, Obviously, the two matches that really stuck out to me were Andrade and uh and Jay White and Starks and Danielson. Yes, last week you can join. I will send you the link as soon as I possibly can get that to you. Or if Deontay,
Sure, I'll do it.
great as well. So we will have we can possibly have a four-person stream tonight. What's up, Ian? Yeah, I really enjoyed the show tonight. Deontay, with everything going on when it comes to AEW, we just wrapped up basically an entire week of AEW with Collision, AEW Dynamite Grand Slam, and Grand Slam's Rampage event on Friday, just yesterday. How'd you feel about Collision tonight, man? I thought it was a very, very well put together show with some great matches on, man. And we got some real good matches heading into Wrestle Dream.
Check it, Dylan. Check your TikTok DMs last week in wrestling, Dylan. You should see the link there.
Awesome. So, how'd you feel about tonight's show and what we are going to be getting at Wrestle Dream?
Um, I thought it was a very good show. I love every match on the show. Wrestle Dream is looking like it could be an all timer. They've added a lot of matches. I hope they keep it at that many matches.
We got 9 matches. It was gonna be 8 until Tony Khan legitimately announced a fatal 4-way tag team match at the end of the show, which is ridiculous. But I mean, we got 9 matches on the card. That's all I want. That's seriously all I want. I just want 9 matches, and that's it. What's going on, Dylan?
My guy, Phil. How are you? Deontay, the menace himself. How you gentlemen doing tonight?
I'm doing fine.
Doing well, man. Doing well.
Good.
How'd you feel about Collision overall, man? I thought it was a very well put together show with obviously the two big matches that happened tonight being Jay White and Andrade with Danielson and Ricky Starks in the main event. I thought it was a very well put together show with some really good matches happening at Wrestle Dream.
Yeah, I mean, like Ian said, I think it's an A. You know, I know he's giving an A to the podcast, but I'm also giving an A to Collision. You know, I feel like we all worried, or maybe some of us worried about after Punk's departure, that the show that he was solely represented on was going to maybe fall apart and become a part 2 of Rampage in some sense. But honestly, it's become a lot better. And I feel like the match quality and type and story delivering is at a really good high right now. And I've been enjoying it. I mean, from the beginning to the end, I really enjoyed the show. The only match I wasn't really a fan of was the Workhorse and FTR.
Yeah.
But, you know, I know we'll get into that, and I'll give my reason why for that one I wasn't a big fan for.
Yeah, man. I thought it was a well put together show, and we didn't even talk about the whole Luchasaurus and Christian thing yet. That's going to be a very interesting topic to talk about when we get to that triple threat.
Yeah.
A very, very interesting way to go about it, man. Deontay, who's the TNT champion now, brother? Who's the TNT champion now? I told you it was always Christian's title,
We've gone
and
over
now
this.
he
Phil.
holds it for real.
We've gone over this, Phil. We have gone over this.
The best deadbeat father in the world next to Rey Mysterio, Christian Cage. You know what I mean?
Now he holds the title for real. Oh,
Yes,
the dog
now
is
he's
moving
actually
on.
the
Oh,
champion.
Yes, George. Go to the bottom of the bed. Yep, he's gonna be doing this all night. I'm just gonna
Hey, George is back.
But yeah, guys, I thought it was a very well put together show. We have another guest coming on in a very short moment. Loth is going to be joining us if he can get his internet connection right. His router's messing up with him, and we'll be able to see when he can join us on the show tonight. But we got our three here right now. Deontay, Dylan, I appreciate you guys for joining me here tonight on the
It's always a pleasure, man.
Collision Post Show. And without further ado, let's get right into it. But before we do, follow us on social media. All the TikTok links when it comes to everybody is going to be in the description below. I'll even put Dylan's link in there when this video is all published and ready to go. So that's going to be awesome. Dylan, you mind telling everybody where they can follow you if they don't follow you already?
Yeah, so on my YouTube channel, we are Last Week in Wrestling Podcast. On TikTok, on Twitter, we are Last Week in Wrestling Podcast. On Twitter, it's LWIW Podcast. On TikTok, it's Last Week in Wrestling Pod, I believe. At the handle is what that is. But yeah, YouTube, we're on there daily, Wednesday through Sunday with AEW coverage, WWE pay-per-view coverage, AEW pay-per-view coverage. Gaming now, we're going to be getting into TV movie reviews and stuff as well. So we got a lot of big things, exciting things coming. But yeah, no, definitely go drop it in and go watch our watch along from tonight as well. We did the watch along for Collision. So if you guys, after this amazing podcast that we're all on, want to go check out some more great content, go over to the channel and watch AEW Collision watch along.
I managed to catch that. They were doing the swerve dance in the show.
Yes.
That was awesome.
I appreciate it. Always Deontay. But yeah, no, I mean, now I'm hanging out with the real gang right here. So I'm really enjoying it.
Awesome stuff, man. Deontay, we already know who the fuck you are, but let's hear what you got in store for us tonight, bro. What's going on?
Yeah, you can follow me on TikTok, NBA TikTok Wrestling, NBA TO2, other days. Instagram is Deontay_15. You can subscribe to me on YouTube. I'm trying to get to 50 followers. I have a very special project that I'm working on. I'm trying to get done by the end of the year. And I would really love to have 50 followers by the end of the year. So, yeah. Also, I'm a WWE Champion affiliate. So if you click the link in my bio, you will take the link. And also, I keep forgetting this, I'm sponsored by W Energy. If you use my code NBA10, it gives you 10% off your order of W.
Dope.
There you go. So, guys, go down into the link in the description. You'll find everything there. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Turn on the bell for all notifications as we go live every Monday, Tuesday. I'm going to get back into the Tuesday uploads very, very soon when it comes to news and everything like that. But we go live on every Wednesday, Monday, Friday, and now Saturday for all of your enjoyment. And yeah, we're going to get right into the thick of things when it comes to Tuesday's episodes again. It's probably going to be an actual upload, not maybe a live stream, because I work late on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so that's why you don't really get to see videos on those days. But if I can, I'll be able to get more news and everything to you guys for the Tuesdays and Thursdays that we are not active on live. But you guys will be able to see everything when it comes to the actual live streams on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Saturday now with AEW Collision. So stay tuned for that. Follow me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram at PhillyMatt_. That's basically where you guys can find basically all the stuff when it comes to OTB. I live tweet during the shows every single time. And I tweet out the stream every single time there as well. So if you guys want to hit me over there on Twitter or X, it's so stupid. I still call it Twitter. If you guys want to hit that follow button over there on Twitter, that would be greatly appreciated. And also, down in the description below, you guys can also subscribe and join the channel. Joining the channel today allows you to get into the OTB Discord. If you guys aren't already a part of the Discord, you guys can join the channel and I'll directly send you a link. You would just have to send me a DM on Instagram. That way I can get you a link to the Discord. And if you already are a member of the Discord and you want to still join the channel, hit me up. We can get you another incentive. That way, the money is well worth spent. And if you guys want to, never an obligation. It's always there for you guys if you ever want to do it. Send in a super chat. We'd love talking about it. Love talking about pro wrestling with all you guys. So if you guys want to send in a super chat, send in anything that you want. It doesn't even have to be about Collision tonight. It could be about anything pro wrestling. And we will answer all of them at the end of the show and just talk about them with all of you guys. So send in those super chats if you are ever so inclined to do so. Like I said, it's never an obligation. It's just there for you guys if you ever want to. And yeah, thank you guys to our sponsor, SeatGeek, an official application you can get on your phone and on the interwebs. You guys can save $20 off your first purchase using SeatGeek by using the code OTB at checkout. I used it not too long ago when I went to AEW Grand Slam. That's how I was able to get there. It was absolutely an awesome event, and I loved every single second of it. So use SeatGeek today and use the code OTB at checkout for $20 off your first purchase. Thank you, SeatGeek, for being a part of our family. We love being a part of yours. And without further ado, guys, let's get right in to AEW Collision right here on the Outside the Brand podcast. All right, guys, we kick things off with, obviously the video package that kicks off every single Collision with all the superstars talking about their potential, their upcoming matches. Just hyping up the show for tonight. We saw Bryan Danielson, we saw Ricky Starks, we saw Jay White and Andrade talking about their big matches heading into AEW Collision tonight. And guys, we started off the show after the whole pyro and the introductions by Nigel McGuinness and who's the other one? Oh, Kevin Kelly. We started off with the big triple threat three-way match between Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Darby Allin for the TNT Championship. I have loved everything that Christian Cage and Luchasaurus have been doing with this TNT Championship. I think the TNT title has been nothing but short of greatness since these two have held the title together. The open challenges have gone away. We actually have some sort of actual story when it comes to this title, and we haven't had that in quite some time, probably since Miro held the championship. So I mean, how do you guys feel about this whole Christian Cage and Luchasaurus, not only just partnership, but them holding the title and really making it worth something other than what it used to be in months past?
I like it. It was kind of cool to see Luchasaurus actually hold the title for once. His title, well, not his anymore, but still.
He may have held it in his hands, man, but he was never really the champion.
Phil, we have gone. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, yeah, it was a cool thing. I love what Christian is doing. He's now the new TNT champion. I love to see him going a legit run with it. And can we please end this off? How many TNT title matches is that dude gonna get?
Yeah, he's gonna get another one at Wrestle Dream in a 2 out of 3 falls match, which we will get into. But yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic seeing what these two could do when it comes to the TNT Championship, Dylan. It's been awesome seeing what this title can be if AEW wants to book it in the right way.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, Father of the Year award has to go to our boy Christian Cage. I mean, he is a true menace. I'm shocked he made it out of New York alive after disrespecting the Yankees and the Mets. Honestly, I thought he was going to be killed in Queens. Really, truthfully.
Well, I mean, considering how the Yankees are doing right now, almost being 500 on the year, it doesn't look so well for my Yankees right now. But I understand. I understand where you're coming from for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, listen, he really is the villain besides Swerve Strickland of AEW, and he really is becoming one of my favorite characters that I get to watch each and every week, whether it's Dynamite, whether it is Collision or a match on Rampage or what have you. But now him officially becoming the TNT champion as of tonight by swooping in and pinning his partner, Luchasaurus, for the belt is very exciting because now, like you said, Phil, like you said, Deontay, we have another match against Christian Cage and Darby Allin, a 2 out of 3 falls match for the TNT belt at Wrestle Dream next Sunday. And I'm excited for it. Darby is one of my favorite guys that is truly a miniature version of Jeff Hardy. He's just trying to go out there and kill himself in any way possible to really get the fans on their feet. And Christian is all about it. He's willing to put Darby through the most craziest spots in any way, shape, and form. So I think these two are going to bring down the house. I'm so excited for the build this week coming up and what promos and what he's going to say about Nick Wayne's father again and Darby. And God only knows whatever else he has up that turtleneck sleeveless sleeves of his. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I think there was a perfect way to open up the show this evening, and give me more Darby and Christian. Honestly, like it's been exciting.
It's been really fun. It's been really fun seeing the rise of this whole Christian Cage and Luchasaurus partnership, and it's been really fun seeing the honestly reemergence of Darby Allin in this kind of run with Christian Cage and just this feud with him. I mean, Darby Allin's always been like a mainstay when it comes to being presented in AEW for the presentation wise and all that. But Sting was not on the show tonight by any means. He was barred from ringside. It was honestly just solely focusing on Darby Allin and what he could do when it comes to honestly the 2-on-1 assault when he came to Christian Luchasaurus up to the point where the finish of the match happened and we got our new technically still, because I mean he held the title for all the time that Luchasaurus had.
New.
Listen, Deontay, you know it like we know it. Christian Cage has been the TNT champion.
He's the true champion.
Yeah, he was holding the title.
Won it for Christian Cage.
He was holding.
Are you gonna say no to Christian Cage?
Yes, I will.
Oh man.
Well, then I hope your father's doing all right because
I'm hearing not a fan here.
I hope your father's doing all right because he'll come after your father next.
My father is doing swell. He's doing swell.
But guys, actually, Ian, that is a very interesting point that you brought up earlier on while we were doing our intros and everything like that. Thinking the Luchasaurus could turn on Christian Cage, I can totally see that happening. When he was looking at the championship and handing it to Christian, but kind of being hesitant about it. I think it could happen, but I don't want it to happen just yet. I think there's a little bit more that they could do, but Luchasaurus turning on Christian Cage, I could see that easily happening at some point.
Yeah, for sure. I'm very excited to see when really Luchasaurus is going to turn on Christian Cage. I feel like it could happen at Wrestle Dream. It could. And,
that can happen.
We might get a Luchasaurus versus Christian Cage down the road, and maybe Luchasaurus kind of wanders back off into the wilderness like the dinosaur that he is and kind of regathers himself before he emerges back as a big guy to defeat maybe other heavyweights in his near future.
Would you guys ever want to see Jungle Express back like Ian with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, or is that over with?
I think they're done.
Yeah, they're done. I'm in the same boat with you guys.
Okay.
it was a good start for both of them at the start of everything, at the start of AEW, with them being paired up together. But I think it's honestly kind of just run its course.
For sure.
Luchasaurus, I mean, I like him way more as a heel. He's a big fucking dinosaur. Let him fucking beat people up. That's what he's there for.
Yes.
Was it cool seeing this big man do flips and all that kind of stuff, because he did a lot of stuff that big man can't do? Sure. I think it's awesome seeing stuff like that, but he is a big dinosaur. You have him kick some fucking ass.
Mm-hmm.
And Jungle Boy, I know this is kind of a fairly new thing for him, being a heel and all that, but I'm digging what he's doing. I am. I'm digging what Jungle Boy, Jack Perry's doing as this heel type of deal. It's not something that everybody enjoys, but he's getting better at it.
I don't know if it's just the entrance music or the bad mic skills, or
he's got to get better at the mic for sure.
I don't know what it is, but it's not hitting the way they want it to hit for a fan like myself. Hopefully when that suspension, if it is really indefinite, maybe his return possibly, he comes back and he really delivers.
I believe they mentioned him last night on commentary, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, if they're mentioning him, he could come back.
They did? Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So then if he does come back, or I should say then when he comes back, I hope that he has regained some type of character development and really delivers what he promised us from his departure.
I think the presentation of him is cool. The presentation looks, it looks great, but it's the other aspects, like the mic work, like, to be honest, I think it's honestly just that's holding him back. It's really just that.
You enjoy that music? That
Beethoven. The music was definitely something to get used to, but I mean, it's kind of it's weird. It is weird seeing Beethoven. It's weird seeing Beethoven's Fifth as a entrance music, but I mean, it was something. But when I actually heard it for the first time, I actually kind of it was like interesting to me, because I first heard it. I believe the first time we heard it was Blood and Guts. I think that was when it all kind of changed. When I was there for that show and I heard that, I was like, this is interesting choice, but it
sounds
could
like
work.
Fucking Judge Judy Ian says, "I'm dead." That is so funny. Now I'm gonna be hearing that theme song when Jungle Boy comes out.
I was like, this is interesting. I'm like, it could work, but I can already tell on social media that people are just not gonna like it, and it just did not translate well, I guess.
It doesn't fit him.
Yeah, it just does exactly. It just doesn't fit him.
So
I feel like different music with a little bit more mic preparation, it could do really good for him. And he needs to develop a little bit more in the ring with his style and technique. Like, he's still wrestling like he's Jungle Boy. And it's like, yeah, we know you're Jungle Boy, but like, if you've buried him and now you're Jack Perry, it's like, we need to see Jack Perry wrestle, not Jungle Boy wrestle, with Judge Judy theme song behind him. I'm dead.
I personally have no issue when it comes to him as, him overall. I think he's going to be perfectly fine. I think there's just some little kinks that he needs to work out when it comes to this character. And when he gets back, hopefully they'll be able to work things out. But overall, I think he'll be able to land on his feet, find his zone, and hopefully get back on the right track when he does get back to AEW. So we'll figure it out. But yeah, Jungle Express, it was a good thing for them at the start. Now, I think it's better if they just continue to be part ways.
Yeah.
So the final sequence of this match went as follows. Lucha gave Christian Cage the belt the TNT title belt. And then Darby pushes Christian into Luchasaurus. Darby then nails Luchasaurus with the belt and covers him for a very close 2 count. Darby then hit Luchasaurus with a coffin drop, and then Christian came out of nowhere, tossed Darby out of the ring, covers Luchasaurus for the 3 count, and he is now the new TNT champion. So, you know, you're picking your moments. You're picking your moments. It's the right place at the right time type of situation. You always got to have eyes in the back of your head in terms of a triple threat 3-way match. And Darby, it was just not his night tonight, but he'll be able to get back on track sooner rather than later.
Right.
He'll be back.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I guess my one last thing for this beginning of the show is Christian Cage is finally the official TNT champion. You know,
That's right, my man.
It's true. It's true, baby. It's true. He finally can wave it around and be that deadbeat father, lover, forever and always in our hearts. I'm very happy.
Can't wait, bro. I can't wait to see what they do when it comes to that TNT title.
Yeah, same.
No, Deontay. He's the champion. Yeah.
Yeah, now he is.
Yeah.
Now he is.
After the match, Christian hugs Luchasaurus, who held the hand up of Christian. Luchasaurus then has Christian on his shoulders, and as Christian holds the belt up high, he puts Christian down as he walks around the ring. As Christian leaves the ring, Darby is on the floor holding his elbow, and Christian orders Luchasaurus to leave to the back. Christian walks with a smirk on his face. I honestly thought that when Christian was on Luchasaurus' shoulders, I thought he was just going to take this back bump and do an electric chair and turn on him right then and there because of the whole, pinning Luchasaurus situations because he took his title basically. But they're going to wait it out. They're going to wait on the turn, and we'll see where things go. I think Wrestle Dream could be that spot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I can see it happening.
So, in the words of Cody Rhodes, fuck Christian. Okay. Look, we'll talk about who I will say fuck towards when we get to that match. Cause fuck Kyle Fletcher. I'm saying it now.
Yes.
Fuck Kyle Fletcher.
Yes, indeed. Lucky motherfucker.
Love Aussie Open. I think Aussie Open's great. But fuck Kyle Fletcher.
One
you
lucky son of a
motherfucker.
bitch, I tell you. Yeah, that's one lucky son of a bitch.
So go to a video package of Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Don Callis from Friday night's Rampage. I saw this. It was deafening in the arena when they were doing this whole taping ordeal. We honestly could not hear what Don Callis, Sammy Guevara, or basically anybody had to say in that segment. It was so loud. I don't know how it translated onto TV watching it.
Muted. We got to hear them. We heard them. We heard what
those
he had to
boos
say.
were heard. They were heard.
Yeah. So I mean, it was definitely something to witness for sure. Alex Marvez is backstage with Don Callis and his family. Don says that it makes him sick knowing that Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega are on the same page. Don says that Kenny has always been weak and he is not worried about the match at Wrestle Dream. Don says that he has another family member, and that man is Will Ospreay. Don says that family has never been stronger and says that he will see them in Seattle and they wipe up the tears as they wipe up their tears. So it's going to be a 6-man tag. Will Ospreay, Sammy Guevara, and Konosuke Takeshita versus Kenny Omega and the Golden Elites, Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega. Really, really good stuff here. I like to see where that is going. I honestly like how it's kind of like, Don Callis trying to, get a new family together to go up against his foes in Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi. I mean, he was kind of the first target in all of this, just to get to Kenny Omega. But I like how this is all shaping up. We'll see how it all plays out at Wrestle Dream.
Yeah, I mean, this ought to be a good 6-man tag. Ibushi, Kenny, Jericho, Ospreay, Takeshita, Sammy. I feel like this is that 6-man tag that they tried to do at All Out. I'm sorry, in All In. And maybe it just didn't land for everybody. It didn't really land for me with what they were trying to do. I mean, definitely seeing Takeshita versus Kenny was a lot better on a solo than it was with the two of them in a 6-man tag.
Yeah, I thought they were
I'm
great
definitely
singles-wise.
excited to see Sammy and Chris and everybody go back at each other, because this is going to be a feud. This is going to be a fight. This is going to be something that everybody's going to want to talk about for a little while. And honestly, Wrestle Dream's just stacking up their chips, and they're really playing their hand very well right now going into this big pay-per-view coming up next Sunday. Like, honestly, I'm very, very excited for this pay-per-view. More than I am excited for, I think, the other pay-per-views to come the rest of this year. So it's going to be exciting. This is definitely going to be that 6-man tag we've been waiting for, and definitely I feel is going to deliver.
I honestly thought that if it was not going to be Will Ospreay, I thought Will Ospreay was easily going to be one of the choices that they could have chose for the third member of the Don Callis family. Yeah. But I honestly thought it could have been Daniel Garcia.
A lot of people did.
I thought it
did, and I did too. I did too at one point, because I was like, it makes sense. We saw him recently at Dynamite after the match between Guevara and Jericho, bumping him in the back and everything and having that altercation. So, making it make sense, I think, to the fans would have been a little bit hard, because they would have to start working together Friday and or Saturday now leading into Wrestle Dream. But what they have now with Ospreay and Ibushi and the other four, I think, is a perfect setup. We're definitely in for a very interesting 6-man tag.
Plus, Ospreay has his ties with Chris Jericho, with Kenny Omega, so I mean, it definitely does make a little bit more sense to have Will Ospreay in this kind of a situation with Don Callis, because he's been tied with him before as well. So I think Will Ospreay is definitely somebody that is going to be perfectly fine for this tag, and we'll have a great 6-man tag at Wrestle Dream. I mean, all these 6 men can go, and if you don't think that this is going to be any short of amazing, I don't know what you're going to be watching, because it's going to be really, really nice to see.
For sure.
So, I did see the name that WWE trademarked in Jada Parker. That is rumored to be Jade Cargill's new name.
I hate
when she does go to WWE. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not.
See, what's funny, and I guess I'll talk about it briefly. I'm happy Jade's going to WWE. I think she will do great things for the women's division over there, especially if she lands on Raw. But the thing she should have put in her contract was that I'm keeping my name the same, and when I'm done with the contract, it comes with me. Should be the only stipulation, because they have the money. Let's not play dumb here. They have the money to take her. They have the money to boost her. They have the money to deliver her to the top of her peak, having her matches against Becky, against Charlotte, Bianca, tag teams, everything in between. But her name already holds weight in the wrestling community with what she has done and given to AEW, that if she was to change the name, to something of that sort or somebody else, then I would say that is a foolish decision. I mean, if she knows that she can reuse Jade Cargill after her stint in WWE, okay, fine. If she's going to go to like Impact after, or ROH or New Japan or something after her stint in WWE, okay, cool. But if she's like, look, I want to go to WWE, and then I'm like, done, then keep Jade Cargill and retire with it, because the name suits her, and it's a perfect name for the perfect woman that's going to do great things over in WWE. But I know Ian was saying that it was for somebody else.
Apparently it's not Jade.
Okay.
There's some other girl on NXT.
It's not Jade. It's another up and coming NXT.
Well, that's good. I mean, I'm happy to hear that.
Honestly, I think that's fine then. Good.
Yeah, I'm happy
if
to
Jade
hear that.
Keep her name, Jade should keep her name.
Yeah, Jade, but that should be the contract. Like, if I honestly, the other thing is I wouldn't bring Sterling. If you want a manager, Paul Heyman.
Okay.
You give her to Paul.
That's
Paul's going to make her a superstar.
Oh, yeah.
Paul's going to, like, let him finish out with the bloodline. Let him figure out that he has nothing. Write a couple of storyboards for a couple of months, whatever. Then all of a sudden, when Jade's ready to really start getting into the Charlotte Flairs, the Becky Lynches, the Bianca Belairs, you give her to Paul. And Paul's will be the mic. Paul will be the contract signer. Paul will be the guy to bring her to that next step and a longevity reign as a champion. And an exciting reign as a champion. I'll say that. It will be 100% a exciting reign as a champion, seeing her with Paul Heyman.
Do you think she goes up to the main roster right away?
I don't see why not. I don't see why not. If they want to prolong her contract to where maybe the second or third year she hops over to WWE, okay, fine. Put her in NXT. I mean, it's perfect work because, again, AEW's wrestling compared to WWE wrestling is two different sports entertainment.
For sure.
WWE is very celebrity based. It's a lot of these people do movies and TV shows and get great book deals and are touring and are doing a lot of fun stuff. So the combat of it all is a very different combat than what we see in AEW. Like, there's videos out there of Punk blading himself during that Samoa Joe match.
Yeah.
And that's real. You know what I mean? Like, they're not doing that anymore. Because this audience in WWE are, 8-year-olds to now 17-year-olds. And then, of course, you have your 20s and your 30s and us and everybody else in between. But if you're going to get her prepared for the roster, if you feel like she's not ready for main roster, okay, cool. Put her to NXT. Give her some, like, Tiffany Strattons and, Cora Jades and everybody else that's down there. Build that women's division up, make her exciting, give her that NXT championship, let her run with it, let her see her growth as an individual, because if she lands well and is somebody that's exciting in the public eye for NXT viewers, her going to the main roster and facing people like an Indy Hartwell, a Candice LeRae, meshing with Zoe Starks and Shayna Baszler's and stuff before leading into that final level, that final stage of the Charlotte Flairs, Bianca Belairs, and Becky Lynch's, then fine. That's a smart play in essence. But if you think she's ready, start her with that smaller division, boost it, get her ready, let her learn the mic, let her learn and fail at that different combat of wrestling WWE style compared to AEW style, and then slowly bring her up to that next stage. But I'm telling you, she has to keep that Jade Cargill name, and you got to give her to Paul Heyman. Yeah. If you want her to be a success that we know she can be, she's a great wrestler. She doesn't always have that mic skill. That's why Mark Sterling's there. But if you're going to have her have that same gimmick come over, you give her to Paul. Paul's going to make her a fucking superstar.
She's
There's
got all
no
the
question
tools to
about
make
that.
it work. She definitely has all the tools to make it work.
Yeah,
And the thing is, when it
100%.
comes to this, Deontay, you know me, where I stand when it comes to Jade Cargill and WWE. I don't think that there is anything wrong with having her go down to NXT for like look, I'm not saying she has to stay there for like Dakota Kai time, okay? Dakota Kai stayed down there for like 7 years. She
That
doesn't
was
need that.
crazy.
A
She
year
is
and a half.
31 years old. I would say, give her 6 to 9 months down there in NXT. Have her learn the WWE way, because the WWE way compared to what they did in AEW are completely different beasts. Completely different beasts. So what I would have her do, and I think it's great that all of this is coming out now, the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament is happening in NXT very, very soon. She would
Yeah.
be tailor-made for for a tournament like that. Have her go through the tournament, have that be for a shot at the NXT Women's Championship, and when WWE thinks that she is ready, she can go after Becky Lynch in the NXT Women's Championship and still be in that high-profile spot when she is ready to do so.
Right.
Because look, Becky Lynch, I mean, she's the NXT Women's Champion. I did not agree with her taking the title off of Tiffany Stratton,
Right.
but that's still a high-profile spot for Jade Cargill.
Becky Grand Slam.
I understand that people want to see Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. I mean, come on. I know that is a
That's
tailor-made
gonna
match
be a
that everybody
match.
wants to see. I get that. But guys, it's going to be way better off if we get to see that match down the line. Because when both of them are at the top of their game and they are, where they need to be in terms of what Jade needs to be for WWE and obviously what Bianca Belair already is, it's going to be a better off match for us, the fans, and for them as pros in the business, because
And
Becky knows what
also,
Bianca knows what she's doing, and Jade will know what she's doing when they get to that point.
and also, Bianca will put her over.
Yeah.
That match, Bianca will put her over. It's there's no question with that. Because at that point, then Bianca will be with the company for a very long time. I'm not sure how long it is already now, but she will be with the company a very long time. And with that, she will be close to ending of her career as a WWE superstar, putting her in that Hall of Fame category, and having someone like Jade be able to be the one to pass the torch and be a leader in the women's locker room. I think Bianca or even Becky, Charlotte, any of those top tier women will be able to put her over in the best way possible. And I'm all here for it. Bailey, even, I'm here for it. But again, you like you said, like I said, it's a different animal. It's not the same style. These aren't New Japan wrestlers and Ring of Honor superstars wrestling each other. It's not AEW. This is
To
WWE.
me, you gotta walk before you can run. And
Yeah,
that's the only reason why I think NXT would be a great spot for her right now.
It's not a bad idea for training. It's not. I'd keep her down a year tops. If you want to give her an extra year, fine. But I think 365, you let her work on her mic skills, you let her work on her promo skills, all by herself. Nobody along with her. Don't put her in tag teams. Leave her in singles form and let her shine. Because she's going to lose and she's going to fail in the beginning, and it's fine. We're going to see it happen. But with someone like Sean backing her up, getting her with the right writers, getting her with the right people, getting her with the right costume design guys, they will make her into main roster worthy material in a year. It's a fact. It's perfectly fine to have her go down to NXT to learn the ropes of what WWE is. NXT is a perfect learning and training ground for her. She has more time in the performance center, mind you, as an NXT superstar as well. Yeah. Not as much as a main roster. That's something that we do have to take into consideration. So let her Let her fail. Let her go out there and be bad on the mic. Let her go out there and be bad in promos. Let her do that. So when she learns from those mistakes, she will be better halfway through the year. And at the end of the year, Triple H is going to be like, bring her up. She's ready.
Yeah.
100%.
Deontay, the one argument, and I continue to get this argument every single time talking about Jade Cargill going down to NXT, and I kind of want to hear both of your guys' takes on this, so I'll allow the floor to be both of yours again, real quick, and then we'll get right back into the Collision post show. And again, Ian, thank you so much for these questions when it comes to Jade, because we honestly haven't talked about it here on Hood TV that much. I kept hearing that why would Jade go down to NXT? She's at the age of 31 years old. She's already good. And honestly, at the end of the day, she doesn't need to be working with these mid to early 20-year-olds. She's like basically their mother. I'm like, the age doesn't matter to me.
Correct.
You need to have, like, you gotta walk before you can run, Deontay. Otherwise, if you put her in the ring with a Charlotte or Bianca or Bayley right now, she's just gonna, I wouldn't say she looks like an absolute fool out there, but she's just simply not ready for that yet. And you gotta let her develop first. You're gonna set her up for failure at that point.
I think the perfect example for that is look at how Michael Jordan did on the White Sox after he left the NBA. Done.
It's a fair point.
Done. He didn't know baseball. He thought he did. He was like, oh, it's baseball. It can't be fucking hard, right? It's terrible.
It's a fair point.
We forget that he was a White Sox. We only remember him as basketball. Only because of what he did as a Chicago White Sox player. And that's what you would do to somebody like Jade immediately and put her on the shelf within 3 months if you bring her to the main roster. I don't care that she's 31. I don't care if she was 41. I don't care if she was 21. If she's wrestling in a company...
Like Ian said, Allin was in NXT and he was 40 years old.
Correct.
But he needed to learn the system, and he got that.
Correct. If you look, if everybody says, well, she's 31, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal for her to go to the main roster and be a superstar and be able to compete with everybody else, and let's get that Bianca Belair match within the next 2 months. You have stinted that contract length to its no potential, and there's nothing for her after that. If there's nothing for her after that, she's going to be sitting on the bleachers, hanging out with the fans, and doing autograph signings, and that's that. It's nothing.
She's only been in the business for 2 years, guys. It has not been that long for her. Yeah. In 2021, she started this whole thing. So, I mean, if you wanted her to just automatically get your dream matches out of the way, then what else does she have left?
You're wasting your breath, your time. You're wasting a potential superstar. You're wasting opportunities and matches and conversations and history to be talked about. If you want it that bad, and it happens, because if WWE decides to listen to any of us, and they listen to those banana heads instead of the people that know what the hell is going on, you're going to ruin Jade Cargill, and she will be worthless within the first 6 months.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, Deontay, I know from what Ian is saying that it looks like she honestly kind of already looked to sign a main roster contract, but those are all just rumors at the end of the day. I think it's better off for her to go to NXT for like 6 to 9 months and see where she stands.
I agree.
give her a year.
I agree. Like I said, she's not like, she's still very green in the ring. Like, she's not a bad wrestler, but she's also not the best wrestler. And if she go down to NXT, she could hone her in-ring skills, and she also can't cut a promo to save her fucking life. So let her work on her promo skills. It's the same thing with Carmelo Hayes. It's the same thing with Carmelo Hayes. He can't really cut a promo like that for real. That's why they had Trick with him. But he don't got Trick no more, and he's working on his promo skills.
And they're both doing incredible jobs as of right now. So I mean, it just takes time, and it's gonna take time for Jade. I didn't expect her to be an overnight sensation going to WWE. And honestly, that's just not how it works. And even if that were to be the case, we saw what happened. And I'm gonna bring this up because things happened when it came down to it for Austin Theory. And this is gonna be the final point. Austin Theory was pushed straight to the moon when it came to Vince McMahon. He won Money in the Bank, and Money in the Bank was a failure for him. It was an absolute failure for him, and I knew it was going to be. I knew as soon as he grabbed that briefcase that it was not going to end up well for Austin Theory. Now, it ultimately failed him in the end because he cashed in for a United States title shot and lost, but he needed to get that briefcase off of him, and look at what he is doing now. In a tag team with Grayson Waller, and honestly, probably revitalizing both of their careers. So I think it's honestly working out really well for both of them in the end, but it didn't look well for Austin Theory in the beginning. And if you're going to try to do that to Jade Cargill, you're wasting a ton of potential.
If you want to waste Jade Cargill's time and all of our time, feed her to Nia Jax. So that way she could take a nice long vacation.
Oh, dear God. Dear God. No.
Am I wrong?
No.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's just that we don't want that to happen.
That is insane. That is insane.
We do not want that to happen. I honestly like Jade Cargill. I think she has all the potential in the world, but things happen.
You want to waste her? Feed her to Nia Jax day one. Let her take a nice 7-month vacation, paid, and that's it. Done. That's it. No problem.
So we're back from commercial break. Thank you, Ian, for to talk about Jade. That was honestly a very, very interesting conversation when it came down to it. Tony Schiavone is with Christian Cage and Luchasaurus backstage. He dedicated his win to Nick Wayne's mom and late father, who knows that he was watching him from above, looking down upon him, and really, tugging at his heartstrings. It was announced that Tony Khan has announced that Christian Cage will be defending the TNT title next Sunday at Wrestle Dream in Seattle in a 2 out of 3 falls match against Darby Allin. And Christian got mad and he walked off looking for Tony Khan. So, TK, hope you're not fearing for your life right now. Things are kind of happening right now. I know, things are kind of, getting a little bit crazy. But Christian Cage, I think he'll be fine. 2 out of 3 falls should be a good thing.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. Like I said to you before.
I had to. I had to do the whole fear in your life thing. I had to.
Yeah, no, listen, I think it was perfect. I mean, the other thing about Tony Khan, he doesn't have a dead dad, so there's something for Christian to talk about as well.
He's got nothing to worry about. He's got nothing to worry about.
What's really there to talk about? You know what I mean? So,
got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, so it was great. It's great. I'm so happy, and I was with Ace and everybody over on the last week pod doing the watch along, and Ace even said it because it's the first time I've ever seen somebody wrestle in a turtleneck, and I go, well, it's never gonna be your last time, I tell you that, because I guarantee you next Sunday he's wrestling in a turtleneck as well.
He does it constantly, so I'm surprised that was his first time.
Yeah, maybe because we just weren't paying attention the one time or something. But I tell you now, it's gonna be great to see him come out in that turtleneck. And
the man wrestles in a turtleneck. He's a menace.
Loves that turtleneck.
He's a menace, man. He's an absolute menace, and I love it. We then had Hook VD. That's my new tag team name for them. Hook and RVD. Versus Angelo Parker and Matt Menard. Do you want to know what makes Daddy Magic's nipples hard?
No, I don't actually.
No, but it's something that people are curious about. I mean, look at him. I mean, he's very curious about it. This is
curious about a lot of things.
This is RVD's Collision debut. We're in Grand Rapids, Michigan, I believe.
Yes.
With RVD being honestly down the road from Battle Creek This was, something that I think TK just did for RVD and teamed him up with the FTW champion. After everything that happened with the FTW title and RVD being a part of it all, with RVD, doing these minor appearances in AEW, with one being on Dynamite, doing the stuff for the whole FTW program, and then this thing here on Collision. Could we see RVD get that All Elite graphic?
Maybe.
Would you want it? That's really the question there.
Nah.
I mean,
really? Nah.
Would you want it?
I love RVD, but
No.
no.
I think it could happen, but would you want it?
No.
I love RVD, but no.
No.
Okay.
And it comes down to the same gripe I have with legends coming back in WWE and taking spots away from other potential superstars that are not being utilized. And that's really what it comes down to. I love RVD, like Deontay said. I grew up watching RVD. I went back in his old ECW stuff and watched RVD. I've seen some of his independent shows. I follow him on Instagram. I'm a fan. But
couldn't be more nicer of a guy to meet, by the way.
What?
Absolutely awesome guy to meet. Yeah, I got to meet him at an indie show, and he's absolutely awesome when he's not.
I hear that he's a generous dude. Yeah, I hear that he's a really generous, nice dude to like talk to and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm a fan, but once in a while, Blue Moon, you want to team up with somebody, you want to put someone over, something like that. Fine, cool. And if that's how they're going to use him in All Elite, then okay, fine. I'm cool with the graphic.
Yeah.
But if they're going to be like, oh no, RVD is going to wrestle for the TNT belt, no. Like I don't want him going after the tag teams. I don't want him going after the international. It's just there's 100 people on the roster.
There's way more than that.
Yeah, you're telling me that you can't find some other person to wrestle your champion? Like, come on.
I will say this. I do agree with you to some extent when it comes to WWE. They bring back legends all the time and they take spots away from the actual superstars within the company. We all hate that shit. I think that's very fair to say.
Look what we got. We got AJ Styles and John Cena versus Jimmy Uso and fucking Solo at Fastlane.
Well, I mean, yeah, that was kind of weird. Honestly, SmackDown right now, that's a whole other different conversation because Jimmy Uso, the lesser Uso, to me, is just completely up in the air. The fuck?
What?
I'm literally Googling it right now as we speak.
Ian, how do you know that, first of all? Like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Hulk Hogan marries Sky Daly, Florida, months after revealing engagement 2 hours ago. TMZ 4 hours ago.
So I seen that earlier. He got married.
So, I mean, look, if RVD is going to be doing these one-off appearances, I don't mind him getting that graphic. But the thing is, when it comes to AEW, and I'll say this again, AEW has actually been very, very good when it comes to their legendary talent.
Look at Sting.
The one person I look to is Sting, because yeah, sure, he got the All Elite graphic, but he's not wrestling all the time. He's really just a mentor of Darby Allin, and when he does get in the ring, I mean, he's not like a spring chicken anymore. But I mean, he's doing some great stuff for what they are allowing him to do.
Sting tried to kill himself with that table spot like 3 months
that was bad. That was bad.
About? He is out of his mind.
That was bad. I'll give you that one.
62 years old and he's trying to kill himself.
And he's doing these crazy spots, and I get that. But I mean, they're giving him at least something to do. So I mean, like, look, RVD in that FTW title match against Jack Perry, he actually looked really, really solid, and I was like pleasantly surprised because I haven't seen him in quite some time. And then that match happened, and I was like, okay, you can actually still kind of go. So I didn't mind it. But again, with that being said, do these one-offs. Continue to see where things go when it comes to the relationship of TK and RVD. And if you want to do a little bit more, cool. But don't overblow it.
Correct.
That's just all. That's just what it all comes down to.
I think that's a perfect way of putting it. Because it be, then you're just copying. You're copying the competition, if you want to call it, in the sense of, oh well, we signed RVD, which means now we can have RVD versus Jeff Jarrett versus Sting versus a mortician for the coffin match.
I don't think TK would be that freaking wild unless he was smoking up a joint with RVD, and then we'd be talking. But TK would definitely probably do that. He's probably doing it right now.
Yes, he is.
But I mean, I think we have to cross that bridge when we get there. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I don't think it's a bad idea. You just gotta use them wisely.
Don't make them overstay his welcome.
For what they have done.
Right.
Don't overstay his welcome.
Yes.
But the match is not bad by any means. Angelo Parker and Matt Menard, they're very good at what they do. I honestly liked what they did. They were 2.0 in NXT. A lot of people don't even remember them being in NXT. But I did. And they didn't really have that much to do in NXT. They didn't really have a long stint there because they got cut during the pandemic cuts.
Riddle, RVD, and TK probably puff passing right now.
They probably do. I mean, RVD and Riddle are very close. So who knows? But they had their little stint in NXT. They didn't really work out all that well because they did get cut during the pandemic cuts. But they got picked up here, and they've been doing some great stuff here. It's not, where I would personally want to see them go, but we'll see where things happen with them. RVD hit the 5-star, and Hook put the Red Rum in and got the win for the team. And Hook VD picked up the win at the end of the day. Bless you, George.
Yeah, it was a good match. RVD can still go. Hey, George. Yeah, RVD can still go. Well, he was looking. He was looking dead at me.
He's looking dead in the camera. Look at him. I taught him well. George. Taught him well.
Yeah, Bailey's out cold. She's out. She's like,
he was out cold. He just woke up.
Yeah, she was breaking balls all day today. So now she's tired. She wants me to go to bed.
Well. My dog's also asleep. So,
yeah. My puppy's asleep. She's waiting. She's waiting for me to get to bed.
You're gonna have all your hair on my pillows, and I'm not gonna be happy about it. But I love you, dude. So
yeah,
it's okay. But yeah, this wasn't a bad match by any means. Hook and RVD got the win. I mean, I think that was pretty obvious that was gonna happen. But RVD teamed up with Taz, I believe, in ECW at one point, so we teamed with the Sun.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So there you go.
He's the LeBron. Crazy. He's the LeBron of wrestling. Because like how LeBron has played with Kenny and Martin and Kenny and Martin Jr. in his NBA career.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. You get to fight with the father and the son. So there you go. After the match, Hook and RVD celebrate with the fans. We go to a video package of Eddie Kingston on his plans to hold 2 belts. Once this video package is we saw all this happening here, and it looks like he is going to be defending both the titles at Wrestle Dream in the same match against Katsuyori Shibata, who I believe is the pure champion of Ring of Honor. So it's champion versus champion at Wrestle Dream for both the Ring of Honor World title and the New Japan Strong Open Weight Championship. So both titles on the line at Wrestle Dream, Kingston defending.
I would love to see Shibata win just so he can walk around with 3 titles.
Shibata 3 belts.
Shibata
Yeah.
3 belts. Let's get it.
How did the match between Eddie and Claudio translate on TV? Because man, we were hyped up for that match.
Oh, no,
at
it was
Grand
good.
Slam.
It was so good.
At
It
Grand
was
Slam.
so good, dude. Like, I knew you were there. I was following you, and I was following Scoops, Suplex, I should say, and I was wondering who else, content creator wise, was there that you knew more than I knew or whatnot. You know, as a fan, I knew them, but
I wish I got a chance to see Suplex. I didn't get a chance to see him. I didn't
yeah,
know
he was
there.
sitting. It looked like he was sitting on the left side. You looked like you were sitting on like that side.
Yeah.
Of the arena.
I was
on the right, but he was on the left.
I was in section 116. I was basically looking like I have a picture right here, I believe. Let me see.
And as far as content creators, our boy Enigma was there too.
Was he really?
Yeah, Enigma V4. You know, Enigma V4. He was there.
Yeah, so I was like basically, I was like in the corner.
So
somewhat.
You were there, and then Suplex was probably, if you look at your phone, he was on this side,
the left side
of the arena. Yeah, and I think he was probably a little, maybe one floor below you.
Yeah,
and everything, and he was right there. But I saw him, and I saw you. I liked your transition post that you posted on TikTok and everything.
I did that last year too. I think last year's kind of turned out a little bit better, but this one wasn't bad either.
It was good. I was like, oh, that's neat. That's clever. So I enjoyed it. I liked it. But yeah, no, I saw you. I saw a Scoop. And then I didn't see Enigma there as well. I guess because I'm not familiar with him. I have to follow up on. I got to get to know him and everything. But well, we did the watch along here, and I mean it was a beautiful time. It looked great.
Yeah.
Stadium looked great. The entrance looked great. Like I was in awe. I was like, oh God, you know, it's funny. I almost went. I was able to get off of work early a little bit, and I almost bought the tickets to go, and then I was going to shoot you a message on TikTok like, hey, we have to meet up now because now I'm here.
I would have loved it. I would have loved it, man.
Yeah, because I'm on Long Island. So
Yeah.
Queens is only 45 minutes. Like it's not far.
The only thing I will say, and TK, I don't know if anybody's gonna find this. Most likely not, but I'll say this anyway. You gotta do better, man, when it comes to the entrance of that arena. Cause man, you know, I've been to all 3 Grand Slams, right? The first 2, you know, getting to the bridge to, you know, cross over to get to the arena was not that hard to get to the first 2 years. This year, the roads were blocked off. The cops in New York were not allowing us to go to the road that we needed to get to in order to get to the bridge, to get to the arena. And I'm like, guys, no, we have to go this way. And then I'm like, and they're like, no, we just can't allow you to get there. I'm like, what do you mean? And then everybody, you know, like the entire crowd is basically walking to try to find a way to get to the bridge. And everybody is just talking to each other, having a good old time, you know, just messing around with each other. And I told 2 people that I was walking with, and I've been to the last 2. So, I mean, it shouldn't really be this hard to figure this out. And they're like, well, dude, we probably should have been following you this whole time. What happened? I'm like, guys, I wish I knew exactly what you guys were doing.
I don't even live here,
it's just kind of weird. But no, I mean, just do better when it comes to like the actual, you know, way to get to the bridge. Because otherwise, if you can't get to that bridge,
the cops are just banana heads over there, bro.
If you can't get to that bridge, you're not getting to that arena. You're not. And I had to park in the Mets Stadium because all the other parking that they delegated for that event near the arena was all filled up.
I was going to tell
It was
you,
crazy.
and I should have told you this a few days prior, but I know here it's easier because we have a train that takes us right to Arthur Ashe, from Long Island to Arthur Ashe Stadium. So
Yeah.
all I would have had to do was walk to this across the street from the train station to the stadium, and then get into the stadium instead of paying for the parking. I don't know exactly where you're at, but wherever you're at, I don't know if there's a train to get you into New York that way. Because I was going to say you should have just took that.
Yeah.
Because
It
that would have been a
definitely
lot
probably would
easier
have
for
been
you.
better for a train.
Yeah. So, but I'm considering I'm going next year for sure, and hopefully you are going 4 times now in a row.
If it does stay in New York, as long as it stays in New York for that Arthur Ashe, I'm going.
Okay.
So,
is anyone going to Florida for Rumble?
I might.
I would love to, but I don't know. We'll see.
I can't guarantee it, but I might go.
I'm thinking of going as well.
Because Orlando is like a 7-hour drive. So
yeah, mine's a plane. I'm a plane.
I would have to take a plane, but I would love to.
Yeah, mine's a plane ride from Long Island to Tropicana.
I do know I will be at WrestleMania though. 40. I will be there.
I was gonna go, but unfortunately I will not be going. I was going, but I will not be going no more. Yeah. Sucks.
So, but yeah, it's obviously a learning experience when you do these out-of-state shows and everything like that. I was perfectly fine for the first 2 years, and then all of a sudden, the cops just said, "Yeah, no, Phil, you can't walk where you need to go."
Phil, we know about you, so no, you know what I mean? Like, you're out, buddy. But no, man, we all need to get to a show together and stuff one of these days. I know there's a lot of them, so definitely try to all get to a show. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm considering going to the Rumble next year, and if not Rumble, then Arthur Ashe for sure for Grand Slam.
It depends. Now, Arthur Ashe, it depends on like my financial status. By then, I could be able to go. I'm about to take a plane because New York is like literally like 16 hours away from me. But
yeah, I'm Long Island, so I'm a nice
that's
plane
even farther.
That's not that far from you?
No, that's even farther.
Oh, yeah.
I have to take a plane to get to New York.
Yeah, yes, you do. You gotta take the nice big old plane over here.
I live in the South. I don't live in the East Coast like y'all do. Yeah, y'all get everything, man.
Yeah, tell me about it. My taxes suck, though. I'll tell you that. So, fuck the taxes over here. I tell you that. But yeah, no, we'll figure it out. We'll be able to meet up one day in real life.
For sure, man. So after that, we saw what else did we see? I believe
Did we get to the FTR and Horseman match?
No, Julia and Kira.
Okay.
This was supposed to be Julia Hart and Willow Nightingale, but apparently Julia Hart went rogue and attacked Willow Nightingale in the parking lot. I don't know if AEW is turning into NXT, so watch out for any parking lots. But yeah, it turned into Kira Hogan. My good friend Loft was very happy that Kira Hogan was the replacement because he loves Kira. Basically loved the baddies. You know, with Jade Cargill, he's a huge Jade Cargill guy, so the whole Jade Cargill and baddies was his thing. So anything Kira Hogan does, it's just, magical. But this was really good. And I say really good because of Julia Hart. Julia Hart is fucking killing it with the House of Black. I loved everything about it. The presentation, the way that she just, is getting better every time she steps foot in that ring. The way that she mouths the theme song as she walks down to the ring with Brody, it's so good. So good. And she's making it work, man. I love every second of it.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm becoming more and more of a fan of Julia Hart. My buddy Wolf, shout out to Wolf. and everybody over there because he's a huge fan of Julia
I think
Hart.
George is going to sit in my lap now.
It's always fun to break his chops about Julia Hart and when his girl's on TV and stuff. So I always make sure I get a little.
Dude, you can't do
get
this.
a couple of shots in there when Julia Hart's on TV. But it's good to see that she's starting to really get into the groove of it and really starting to branch out into her own character as a member of the House of Black. So I'm excited. But the call out to Chris Statlander was wild.
I love it. I love it. I think that's great.
I'm happy with it. I just didn't expect it. I didn't think she was calling her out. I thought it was either going to be Willow or it was going to be somebody. I don't know who, but whoever it was going to be, I thought it was going to be them. But the fact that she called out the TBS champion instead is awesome. So I'm very excited to see her wrestle Statlander because Statlander's been doing great as well as TBS champ. I've been enjoying her run, and now her match against Julia is going to be interesting at Wrestle Dream if Statlander accepts the match, which she will. I know she will.
Yeah. Actually, it's already confirmed for Wrestle Dream. It's going to happen.
Fantastic. So. Then I'm excited. I'm excited for that. It's the first women's match of the card.
It might be Tony Khan and AEW might be the only women's match.
Yeah, it really might be the only match of the card. And we also have a 0 hour. Remember, gentlemen, we also have a 0 hour next Sunday. So you know what that means. Us over here in the last week of wrestling, we're going to be starting at 6:30 p.m., baby, all the way to midnight to do the damn show. It's going to be wild.
Real parents midnight knowing Tony Khan shit.
So, we'll talk about Wrestle Dream on Tuesday because usually, we are never actually able to get anybody on the post shows for that. So we usually do those AEW post shows for pay-per-views on Tuesday. That is why I love Saturday pay-per-views because we can either do them on Sunday or we can do them on the same night if we don't go into Sunday. It's just it is what it is. But we do what we have to do over here on OTB. We then got right into the whole. Well, first we saw a video package of the Righteous talking about their Ring of Honor tag team title match against Better Than You, baby. I don't know much about the Righteous, but I know a little bit enough to say that I love the look of this team. The look of this team are fantastic. I think Vincent and Dutch are cool. I just wish I got to know them more.
I've seen on Twitter somebody called them the knockoff Wire family,
and it definitely seems like that. It definitely seems like that at first.
Let me ask you two guys a question because I might be the only one here that has played this video game, and maybe not everybody else has played this video game franchise, but. Has anybody played Far Cry 5 or any of you guys you guys play video games at all?
I've played Far Cry in my past, but
I don't think I played 5 though.
Far Cry 5 is about cultist leaders, the father, the daughter, the son, and I tell you now, the Righteous give off Far Cry 5 vibes so much. Every time I see them, I just want to pop the game in and go, all right, let me play for like 20 minutes. Like literally, it's so funny with the cultist group movement and everything, the snapping of the fingers. It's so interesting. It's different. You know, I definitely can see the Wyatt family, appreciation in that gimmick. I could definitely see the darker side of, Gangrel as well in that and everything. Boogeyman even in some sort. But that levity that they have, dressing in white in the beautiful garden, but snapping their fingers and kind of making it into a rhythmic song, I enjoy. I haven't really known much either Phil, of who the Righteous are, except for they being on AEW. So I'm kind of being introduced to them as well. I know Asa and Kay from No Bones About Wrestling, they follow them on Ring of Honor. So they're very happy to see them finally get a nice big push on AEW. And I'm a fan. I'm excited to see them go against Better Than You, baby.
Yeah.
I've heard of them
saying,
before. I just never really got a chance to, see their
Yeah, I'm
work.
the same
So
way.
hopefully when I see this, it's gonna
I'm the same way. I haven't
turn me
seen
on to
much of
them.
the Righteous. However, I do know Vincent from his time in Impact. I did watch him in Impact, and he was killing over there in Impact. But I
Okay.
don't know much about the other guy. They like a
Dutch,
tag
yeah.
team.
Apparently they were actually supposed to, apparently they showed their faces in the crowd in an NXT episode at one
Yes,
point, which made
yes.
people thought that they were going to NXT.
No,
It just
they
never
were in the crowd.
materialized.
They were in the crowd. No, I think they were supposed to be a part of Bray's faction, but obviously that's not gonna happen, and that didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard rumors about that too, that they were going to be a part of the Wyatt Six, with Bo and Alexa when she was able to come back. But obviously things didn't materialize into the way it did, and then we got Bobby and Bray at Mania, which that was never the actual plan that they had. I'm telling you right now. And if you guys really actually think that was the plan, that Bray came back to work with Bobby Lashley, you're crazy.
And yes, and guess who got the heat for that? For no reason.
I know. May he obviously rest in power, but man, things happen.
Let me ask you a question quickly. We won't have to stay on this topic long. But were you said you knew that wasn't going to be the thing for Bray for WrestleMania?
I highly doubt that was supposed to be the right one.
Okay. If it was, hypothetically speaking, if it was against Bobby at Mania, would you have been happy with that match and the build up to that match?
I mean,
well, it would have depended on what they were going to be doing. I mean, if they were going to be doing this whole Wyatt Six thing and still continue to build up that stable, then all right. I mean, we can do something with it, but I mean, having Bray Wyatt versus Bobby Lashley when you're building up a Wyatt Six faction
against the Hurt Business.
Who's Bobby gonna have? If they're gonna bring the Hurt Business back, that's fine. But they didn't even really materialize that into anything.
Yeah,
I know.
And we never got to see Uncle Honcho either.
That was my only thought, that if that was happening, we were going to get Bray and Bobby at Mania, and what would have happened was the match wouldn't have ended clean. The match would have ended with Shelton, Cedric, and Omos coming out to attack Bray. But then when everybody thought Bray had nobody, Howdy and the Wyatt Six showed up to clean house.
Right.
Which I thought would have been a cool idea if you had the right build and everything. But God rest Bray's soul. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. With a lot of other unfortunate things didn't happen. Supposedly, he was supposed to be coming back around Fastlane or Survivor Series.
No, they say he was supposed to be coming back this month, actually. He was
this month, thank you.
I heard he was actually supposed to come back during the I heard he was supposed to come back during the Grayson Waller effect with Cody, because they were going to turn the lights off and then had Cody versus Bray.
That would have been interesting.
I would have loved to see it, but at the same time, it would do more harm than good for both men.
It would, Hey, I'm telling you right now, I would have much better seen Cody versus Bray than Cody versus Dominic for the 50th time.
That is true.
Because what is Cody doing now? He's doing his thing with Dominic, and you had this whole feud with Brock Lesnar for 5 months, and it did nothing for either of them.
He's hanging out. He's bringing in people. He ain't finishing no damn story.
No, and you know what? Cody is screwed.
Cody
Cody is absolutely screwed because he is not a priority heading into WrestleMania 40 nowadays.
I'll be honest, and I know we shouldn't joke about the thing, but honestly, not for nothing, Cody should have been released too because he ain't finishing this fucking story.
He's screwed. He's screwed.
Oh.
I mean, look, the only way that I could possibly see Cody even getting anywhere near a world championship at WrestleMania is if they do, is if they have Roman wrestle both nights. And here's the thing, with Roman not wrestling for, I don't know, maybe 7 months out of the fucking year, I don't think
when he's coming back.
I don't think asking Roman to wrestle on one night and the next night is that big of an ask. I really don't. But, you know, you look at Adam Cole and MJF who wrestled 2 times in one night. But then all of a sudden...
Seth did it twice.
It's just... I don't think it's that hard of an ask to have Roman wrestle on both nights at WrestleMania. But it's probably not going to happen. It's most likely not going to happen.
Roman's not coming back till Crown Jewel. He's not at all coming back for Fastlane, and he's not coming back after Fastlane either. He'll be back for Crown.
I heard he was supposed to come back on the Friday the 13th episode of SmackDown.
What, to let us know that he's not going to be back until Crown Jewel? He can stay home and just give us a fucking video for that shit.
Dude, I would just rather see a vignette of him just saying, "Hey guys, I'm not showing up. Goodbye."
Yeah, that's new. Yeah, that's new. That's new. He ain't showing up in a month.
Like, dude, he's screwed. Cody is screwed. I really don't see how they get him there, because it's gonna be Rock and Roman. It is, and you know what? And then you know WrestleMania 40 being the first WrestleMania of the Endeavor merger with the company. They wanted Rock to be that. They wanted Rock to be that first main event of the new Endeavor, of the new merger WrestleMania. Well, that's the reason why they held it off.
You know why they were going, that they were going to do The Rock and Roman at 39.
At 39. It was penciled in. It was all good, ready to go. But I think that they held it off. Like, look, I mean, they said it was penciled in. You want to know why they took that eraser and erased it off the paper? Because they knew the sell was about to happen. They knew the sell was about to happen. They were going to get it all ready to go for WrestleMania 40, for WrestleMania 40 to be the first one with the merger. And then they're like, all right, we'll have the Rock.
I'll be honest, if I see Rock and Roman on the card for WrestleMania, I'm going to be very happy I didn't fucking buy tickets to go see that shit. I'll be honest. I'm not. I am truly dreading that, because that means also it's Cody and Cena at 40, and I think that's even worse. That's just as bad, if not worse. Honestly, I'm. It's another reason why I hate the Legends. I love them because of what they've done to the company and what they've given. But again, this is not what we want, man. Let the kids that are 8 years old be like all excited for this shit. Great, cool, excellent. Sell the t-shirts, get the merch going, get the tickets popping. But I tell you now, as fans, as content creators, as people that watch this product on a week in, week out basis, hearing that The Rock and Roman are night 1, let's say, and Cody and Cena are night 2, give me a fucking break. Thank God I'm not
Rock, your family has been going at each other's throats for 3.5 years. 4 years at this point. Now all of a sudden you show up. Now you do it.
The loser has to face Nia Jax. If they do those matches, the loser has to face Nia Jax. That's how I want retribution that way. Monday Night Raw, the losers have to face Nia Jax.
And then I heard from somebody, why don't they just do a triple threat at WrestleMania? No, that's not the right way to go about things.
Why don't they just cancel the whole event?
Roman won't get beat.
You can't do a triple threat because who's being pinned in that situation? Cody.
Why don't you just cancel the show? Why don't you just do that? Why don't you have Vince McMahon blow both of his quads again running to the ring? then give me that shit. All right, please.
Cody's screwed. That's all. That's all that really has to be said there. Oh, God damn it.
Speaking of Cody, have you gotten? I know you've been doing your picks, trying to get Cody, and you're up to like part 40 or 50 now.
I'll be at part 48 tomorrow, I believe. I'm gonna upload my part 48. Yeah.
I watch him and I'm like, oh, I hope it happens for the guy tonight. And I just see it all. I see that.
I know it's gonna get to 100. I know it will. It will.
I keep seeing the sadness go across your face. I just want to be like, bro, you know what? At 50, just give it up.
And you know what? People tag me in videos of people getting it the first try. I'm like, thanks. I appreciate it. You know, look, guys, I know that you're just trying to say, hey, Phil, you can actually get him. I mean, look, I've done it. But it just hurts me even more. It just does. I'm trying my best here. I only have 3 shots. I only have 3 shots to do it. People are saying, Phil, you should increase the shots. That's not the challenge.
It's not the challenge?
That's not the challenge.
There's rules.
I would love to increase the shots, but I can't. And the thing is, once this challenge is done with Cody, I'm gonna try to do it with somebody else.
Phil, I
found something here.
Phil, I might start that challenge tomorrow with you and tag you in it. And if I get him first try, could we both just take him and just be like, we're done here with this shit. We're done here with this, please. Like, bro, I'm getting him on first try. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm done. I won't even post the video. I'll just send it to you directly and be like, I'm sorry. I'm not even posting this.
Because you can save videos now without posting them. So you'd save it, you send it to me personally, and then you're like, Phil, use this as the final part, please.
Photoshop your face on here. That's it. Don't worry about it.
It's like part 50. You're trying to get Cody Rhodes featuring last week in pro wrestling, and then he got it first try. Yeah.
I'll be
man. It's so weird, but you know, and people are legitimately saying like it's done on purpose. That I'm not getting him.
They know.
Look,
they're hearing you right now, and they're like, he ain't getting it tomorrow either. By the way, I hope he knows
if it was done on purpose, you guys would clearly tell.
Right.
Okay. There's nothing clear. There's nothing clear in these videos to make you think.
Every time he doesn't get Cody Rhodes on those 3 tries, I watch poor Phil's heart be broken 40-something times.
And somebody directly messaged me. It was in the request. It was in like the request of Instagram DM. Somebody messaged me on IG. And they're like, Phil, do you reset the filter if you get Cody? That way you can just, you know, get the 3, not get him, and then post for content. I'm like, dude, if I got Cody, I'm gonna post that video.
Right. If you post,
I'm not restarting the filter. George,
if you do it tomorrow and you get Cody, please tag me and Deontay and be like, I finally got it. I finally got it. I didn't have to wait.
We're talking it into existence. Hopefully,
yes.
I get up here, George. I don't want you to be down there barking at me. But yeah, it's not fake. I don't do that just for the thing. But I mean, people definitely do.
I can't wait to watch the video tomorrow. I'm praying for you, buddy. I really am.
Let's get through these. I think Andrade and Jay, and then it was the FTR match. Okay, so Andrade and Jay White, fantastic match.
Yes,
I loved it. People didn't really totally like the finish all that much because of, you know, the overbooking of you know, Juice Robinson getting in there to hit Andrade. It's what the Bullet Club Gold does.
Indeed.
I love what Bullet Club Gold are doing.
Jay White and Ricky Starks' show. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Like,
I love what Bullet Club Gold is doing. Period.
Yeah. Give it to me. I do. I really do. Bullet Club winning And on TV, you know, you got to roll your R's. It's Andrade el Idolo. Give me that shit. Like, I love it, dude.
Yeah.
I eat that shit up. Let Ricky Starks come out. Give it to these guys. These guys are killing Collision, being the main events, being that segue into the main event.
Here.
I'm happy. Like, I am happy with it.
What do you think of the match, Deontay?
Oh, that was great. That was a great match. I love Willow Gold. I love Andrade. It was a great match, and I hope they win it back. I hope they run this shit back because it was awesome.
Yeah, I hope they do. I hope
Yeah.
they run this shit back too.
George, get up here. I'll give you more goldfish if you get up here. That's the only thing that keeps him quiet.
Bailey, Bailey is the same way during live streams or anything that I do. It's like she knows. She knows this is happening, and she just wants to break balls. She does.
Look, all I'm gonna say is this. Let's just say this real quick. These two cannot have a bad match.
No.
At all.
I see, like they seriously can't. I think it's physically impossible for them to do so. So they were fantastic. I love Jay White winning. Jay White winning was the correct choice to me. Andrade is going to be fine in this loss. It's not going to hurt him in any way. And it's Bullet Club Gold. So they're pushing them real hard right now. Pause. And it's going to be really
Resume.
something interesting. Because you know, Deontay and Dylan, that Juice Robinson is rock hard.
Well, he's
So-
dating on the phone, so I don't blame him.
Yes. And Tony is absolutely killing it. So great stuff there. FTR versus the Workhorsemen. I mean,
Garbage match.
yeah, this was not
Honestly,
really all that great.
The worst match of the whole entire night.
Yeah, this was not really all that great. Fuck Kyle Fletcher because he was on commentary tonight.
Sky Blue Will. You know what I mean? Sky Blue Will. And that's really where that FU Kyle Fletcher comes into play here. All right?
Okay.
Listen.
Okay.
I'm just as upset about it too. All right. I saw the pictures on Instagram and on the internet. All right. I see the pool shots.
There must be something in the water in Chicago, man,
Oh,
because
listen.
I mean, dude.
Gigi knows it. Bailey knows it. Sky Blue knows it. Cora Jade knows it. Whatever water they're drinking or absorbing or whatever it may be, God bless them. You know
There
what
must
I
be
mean?
something in the water, man.
God bless those beautiful women. You know, God bless them. So, you know, fuck Kyle Fletcher for real because he's one lucky son of a bitch. But at the same time, man, good for you, Kyle Fletcher. You know what I mean? With a haircut style, looking like Dumb and Dumber over there, you gotta respect it. You gotta respect it. He's looking like Floyd from Dumb and Dumber. I'm, you know, with Fletcher looking like Floyd from Dumb and Dumber, and he's banging Sky Blue. God bless him, man. You know what I mean? Like really, God, that's a lucky Aussie right there. I tell you.
Obviously, FTR retained the titles here against JD Drake and Anthony Henry. I haven't seen these guys in forever. So, I mean, I actually met JD Drake here at an indie show here in CT. Really nice guy. I really don't have anything bad to say about him as a human being. I just don't know what they have. I honestly don't think what I honestly think that AEW doesn't know what they have in JD Drake because JD Drake is actually really good. They just don't. They just put him in this whole Workhorseman thing, and they just don't utilize them. I don't know much about Anthony Henry, so all I can say is, he looked good for the time that he was in there for. But I mean, what else are they really going to do? I mean, it is what it is. But FTR was obviously retaining, and it looks like FTR will face Aussie Open for the AEW Tag Team titles at Wrestle Dream. So there you go.
The biggest reason why I did not like this match, and I'll make it very brief here. I don't like these open challenge, matches that they've been doing with a lot of these championships or these tournaments that make no fucking sense.
Dude,
because
they do way too many tournaments and way too many open challenges.
There's way too many open challenges, and sometimes the competitors suck ass. So, I don't know if I want to spend 2 hours watching booty cheeks, really just gracing my screen. I'm not going to lie. It's Sky Blue. It's sad.
The recent tournament that happened for the Grand Slam tournament, you guys are not going to be able to see our faces, but take a look at this tournament real quick. Darby Allin and Nick Wayne. What did Nick Wayne have to do in a world title match, in a world title eliminator tournament, when he hasn't been there for a cup of coffee?
Probably get that cup of coffee or let Christian Cage date his mom.
I mean, Trent Beretta in a world title eliminator tournament. I mean, I know it's against Roderick Strong, and you had to, you're progressing the story with Roddy. But Trent Beretta, I mean, I love Trent. I think Trent's great, but it wasn't. He shouldn't have been in there. Samoa Joe and Jeff Hardy. I mean, that's a cool match to see, but did Jeff Hardy really need to be a part of a tournament like this? No. But then again, it's Samoa Joe, and you got to get him in the next match. And then Jay Lethal. I love Jay Lethal and Penta. But what are these two doing in a world title tournament that didn't mean anything in the end? These tournaments, you have an 8-person tournament. That's cool. That's cool. And I like the Grand Slam Eliminator tournament. That's what, where the hell did my background go? Oh, there it is. You have these tournaments for Grand Slam. That's cool. But make them a little bit less predictable.
Yeah.
Yeah, another thing. They're more predictable. We knew who was winning the damn tournament when they announced it. They started a feud waiting for a tournament to even start.
No. This was a weird tournament full of competitors that truly there was no purpose. We knew Elmiro Zero Penta wasn't winning. We knew that. We knew Trent wasn't winning. We knew Darby wasn't winning. It was Strong and Samoa Joe. And if they went Strong, fine. We would have been happy, but they went Samoa Joe. They picked the better choice, honestly, and they let him have that opportunity against MJF at Grand Slam. And again, it's just you're putting random ass people together, for shits and giggles here. Like, honestly, did anybody even watch the Samoa Joe Jeff Hardy match? Like, I didn't. I knew there was no point in it. Like,
I caught the 3-minute clip that they did on the AEW YouTube channel. That's it.
You did a lot more watching of that match than I did. I did watch
because I just wanted to see the story for Samoa Joe. That's all.
Right.
Because I knew Jeff Hardy was not going to do anything with that. I mean, he was not going to dance. So I just wanted to see what they did with Joe.
It was Strong or Joe, and Joe was the better pick, obviously, because what we got instead was a great promo between Strong and Adam Cole in the hospital with the hospital bed and everything. So, I was happier with that than I was with Strong winning. And I got to get myself a Neck Strong t-shirt because I too believe in neck health awareness, and it's a
That
serious
is
thing.
crazy.
That is hilarious, and I love it.
Next Strong is crazy.
Next Strong is the best.
I love that. We were backstage with Lexi, Nair, and CJ. And CJ says that Miro has lost his way with temptations. Miro then came into the picture and said, "Look, my temptation is you. So I don't know what you're talking about." And yeah, I'd be tempted too. So Miro says that if she stays, he has to, and then CJ's like, "What? What do you have to do?" CJ then says that he will do what he needs to do, and she will do what she needs to do. So promise me one thing. If I start, managing anybody here in AEW, just promise me you're not going to attack them.
Powerhouse Hobbs.
And then Miro says nothing, and he walks away. You obviously think it could be Powerhouse Hobbs.
100%.
It could be interesting to see that because we all know what happened between those two in the past.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting. It's very interesting. I love the dynamic between the two. I do. I think it's going to be great TV.
Yep. It has to be Hobbs. It makes no sense for her to pick up somebody like Big Cass or like, I don't know, Samoa Joe. I don't know, like, who else is she gonna pick up? Andrade? Like, who is she gonna pick up except Powerhouse? Powerhouse would be the perfect person because now Powerhouse can go on a beating your ass spree, getting back to Miro, and then eventually at either Wrestle Dream or another pay-per-view or another Collision, we'll get the two of them at each other again. And I'm excited for it.
Yeah, same. I can't wait to see who she manages. Powerhouse Hobbs wouldn't be a bad fit. It would give them something to do. And plus, seeing a lot on my TV screen, anyways, that's always a plus. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be a very interesting development. We'll see where things go from there. And then finally, the main event, we had Ricky Starks and Bryan Danielson in the Texas Death Match.
And they weren't even in Texas.
We were in Grand Rapids tonight. I basically just took this as a last man standing match.
That's
basically what this was. I mean, you have to answer to the referee's count of 10. And they killed each other tonight. This was great. Ricky Starks and Bryan Danielson worked really well together. They've always worked really well together in their matches that they have had against each other. This match is really, really good. And they got a lot of time. They got all their shit in. And in the end, Bryan Danielson did pick up the win here. With the Bryan wrapped a chain around his knee. He then connected with the Busaiku knee to the face of Ricky, and then he began, and then Aubrey began to count, and she got to 10. So Bryan got the win. There was a lot more physicality in this match other than that. I mean, we saw the chain wrapped around the neck of Ricky Starks. I believe he was at the count of 8 at that point in time, and then all of a sudden he got back up on his feet. We saw Bryan do some color in this match, which is a very interesting choice for Bryan. I mean, I know Bryan would be able to do that kind of a thing, but it's still kind of, it hurts me inside seeing, this man continue to do the things that he does in the ring when we all know his injury history. I mean, he legitimately just came back from a broken forearm, I believe. So, I mean, he's still fucking fantastic.
And the maniac.
He's just awesome at what he does. I mean, he is a living legend right now. Easily a Hall of Famer when it is all said and done. And
are we going to skip over the part of Ricky Starks jumping from the rope to Bryan Danielson?
He did a springboard from the ropes over the guardrail into the crowd. Fucking incredible.
That was insane.
We're gonna pass over that one because
that was fucking incredible.
Spot.
That was incredible.
Spot. Like,
I didn't think he was gonna make it.
Yeah,
I really
didn't think so either. But he made it, and it was impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking impressive.
Yeah.
So
that was incredible. Yeah. So I mean, that was insane. Everything about this match is really cool. It was a really cool last man standing type of match ordeal. For the main event here tonight. At the end of all of this, we saw Wheeler Yuta and Big Bill come out to stand like with their guys at the end of all of this. It's always Wheeler Yuta that comes out in support of the guys at the end of the beatdowns. Wheeler Yuta's never usually getting that
love back.
He doesn't get the love back, and you're kind of right in saying that, man, because I mean, you see him being the fall guy in every single multi-match that they are in with him. He always gets the pinfall. And gets the pinfall, I mean getting pinfalled. He always gets pinned in these situations. And it sucks because Wheeler is absolutely fantastic at what he does. He's just
he was a pure champion
in the group.
He was a pure Ring of Honor champion.
Yeah.
And ever since then, they've done nothing but disrespect the man.
Yeah.
There's people that call him the guy at Target, the employee at Target. And honestly, he is. The way that he's been treated, he is an employee at Target. Like,
he's the weak link of this group right here. And the thing is, he is. And you know what? That sucks because he actually is really damn good.
Yeah.
He really is. I don't know what they have to do otherwise. Well, I know what they have to do. They have to get him some wins. Because if he continues to do these losses, I mean, what the hell is he reaping the benefits of this group for?
They need to get him wrestling and Danny Garcia to stop dancing. And the fact that you all had to witness Tony Khan do this hump walk dance at Grand Slam, I would have went to his office and asked my money back. Immediately.
He's such an awkward fuck, but I loved it. I was like, dude.
Him, listen here, you chum. If you ever make me pay a ridiculous fee to go watch a superstar show and then come out here looking like Ricky Ricardo trying to break dance in front of everybody, I want my money back.
You know what?
I'm out. Don't give me none of that shit. I'm out.
There were a lot of people were trying to say, like, Phil, that wasn't during the setup for Rampage. You weren't there, so you don't know when this was.
This setup for Rampage.
This was setting up Rampage. Everybody was at the ring taking off the aprons. They had the aprons for Dynamite on top of the aprons for Rampage, so all they had to do was just take the apron off, and we're basically ready to go. But they needed to do some kind of filler with it. So they had Daniel Garcia, Isaiah Cassidy come out. They did their thing. And then Tony Khan just says, we're going to have a great time for Rampage tonight, all this kind of deal. And then Daniel Garcia said, hey, look, for the one time, why don't you just try this real quick? And he's like, look, he honestly said that it was career suicide if he ever wanted to do that. And, but he's like, look, just because you want me to do it so bad, why don't you show me how to do it? And then they did the whole thing. And Tony Khan, he swallowed his pride and he did it. And then
for him, for doing it.
And then Isaiah Cassidy did the thing, and I was like, okay, I loved it.
Back immediately.
I was like, yes.
I was like,
I love these two.
You know what? We're done here. We're done here with all of this. It's time. It's time for me to go home.
I love these two.
I'm out. It's almost as
I-
bad as when Adam Cole was dancing. Honestly,
will
I
admit-
love
like
that
the
segment.
jellyfish
I
from
love
SpongeBob. Like,
see George hated that too.
yeah,
I
don't blame
love
you,
that
George.
segment. I love it.
But
Especially the memes.
I will say this. I left during the Rampage tapings. I did. Because I didn't want to be there until 12:30, 1 o'clock at night. And yes, it would have been lasting that long if I did stay.
Yeah, for sure.
I left during or after the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team title match when the Elite won. I left
Yeah.
right after that match because I was like, guys, first of all, I was talking to my entire section and everything like that around me, and we were all just talking. We're like, they can have the Mogul Embassy lose, but the Elite losing a 6-man tag team match on Rampage, that's not happening. So who's winning this match? And then all of a sudden we saw the Elite win the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team titles. We're like, all right, come on.
It sets up
What is
perfectly for
this?
Hangman and Swerve next Sunday.
It
does.
does fit really well. I mean, it does actually make a lot of sense now that we're kind of getting into the swing of things. Because I think they have a contract signing on Wednesday, so I mean it does make sense. But we were like, what is this? Like we didn't think anything of that at the start, even though he was standing on the ramp the majority of the match. So we were like, okay, I mean, I guess they're doing something with that. But in the heat of the moment, we saw them win the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team titles, and everybody in Ring of Honor is from AEW besides one champion, and that is Katsuyori Shibata.
Mm-hmm.
So we were all just trying to figure out, like, what's Ring of Honor at this point? So we all just kind of decided, like, all right, well, look, it was it was nice to meet you guys and everything like that, but I'm gonna bounce out. And honestly, they all just kind of bounced out with me.
Yeah.
These random people that we all just sat around with each other and all that. We all just kind of left, did our separate ways, and it was a nice night talking to them. But yeah, after that 6-man tag team title match, I was like, yeah, I think I want to beat the traffic out of here, so I left.
I don't blame you. That traffic coming out of stadium. We did it. We went to.
I stayed for the first two. I did. I stayed
Yeah.
for the whole thing, and
Good.
I regretted
Get
it,
your money's
honestly.
worth.
And I regretted it, but this time I was fine with it.
My buddy Sam and I and my buddy Andrew went to Dynamite and to at UBS Arena here in Long Island.
Oh yeah,
And it was great.
that
It was
must be a nice venue, man. I hear great things about that venue.
Dude, it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous.
I hear great things about that venue.
Gorgeous. It was the time that it was MJF Day. You got the key to the city.
Yes.
And everything. So it was a night. It was a perfect time. But yeah, we went, and after that was Rampage, and then after that was Ring of Honor. So we watched all the way up to Ring of Honor, and at Ring of Honor it was about 11, and Ring of Honor was about a 2.5-hour show. So we would have left at like almost 3 a.m. So we left.
You get so much taping for Ring of Honor, the fuck?
Yeah.
That is so wild.
Yeah. So we left at like 12, close to 12. We left at the end of Rampage, close to 12. We only ones that left. Everybody else stayed, and we beat that traffic. Because I tell you now, that traffic going home, even on Long Island, woo!
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
That's wild. The Collision that was here in CT, they did a Ring of Honor taping before Collision, like an hour and a half of it. Then they, did just a random dark match for the final half hour. Then we got to Collision, and then they did 2 hours of Ring of Honor again. After that, they did a 1 hour. They did an intermission. And then they went back to doing another hour. We stayed for 1 hour of that Ring of Honor taping after Collision because we wanted to see some superstars that were there. And that is how I got to meet Darby, Dante Martin, and
Commander.
And Commander. Yes, thank you, Deontay.
So,
That's how I got to do those 3 pictures with them.
well,
After that, once that happened and they were about to get ready for the second hour of the taping, we bounced
I don't
because
blame you.
we couldn't we just didn't want to stay there again. So
I tell you now, the next time they're in CT or the next time they're in Long Island, I'm going. Show or no show, I'll let you know. We'll try to meet up or something like that. But yeah, no, I don't blame you. That traffic sucks. That
it's
traffic
brutal.
sucks. It's
And now I was in Hartford, so I mean I only had like maybe a 30-minute drive to my house after that. But I mean it still doesn't matter. I mean
horrible.
it's still brutal getting out of the XL Center. So
Yeah.
it was but yeah, it's honestly really fun doing these events and everything like that. But man, you really just gotta do your time wisely when it comes to all of that, because traffic, no matter where you are, could be brutal.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
you gotta figure it out. But guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. A 2-hour collision and a 2-hour post show for the AEW Collision post. Really good stuff there. Really nice discussion. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys in the actual video for being here. Again, did not mean to do this again for 1 o'clock in the morning here.
When you got me on, I talk to everybody, so I'm sorry. You can blame me for this one. You can blame me for this.
And we also did do like a 25-minute monologue about Jay Cargill going to WWE, so that was honestly something to do with that. But thank you, Ian, for asking those questions as always. And we will get out of everybody's hair. Do you guys have anything else to say before we get the hell out of here? So I can calm this dog down.
I'm good.
No more dancing, Tony Khan.
No more dancing. Alrighty. Guys, follow us all on social media. All the stuff will be down there in the description. When I'm gonna update everything tomorrow because I will be going the fuck to bed. I got a long day tomorrow, so I'll be editing the description tomorrow. I'll probably be getting you guys an extra tomorrow as well, so be on the lookout for that. And without further ado, we will see you guys next time right here on the podcast for OTB. And that'll be for Monday Night Raw. So we'll see where that goes. Fastlane is like 2 weeks away, and there's been no matches announced yet. So that's something that
enjoy that
WWE is gonna have to figure out.
No card build. Enjoy that, WWE fans.
Now, WWE has no matches announced for Fastlane, yet we got the full card announced for AEW. I mean,
I wonder why.
We'll see what happens. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good rest of the night. Stay safe. God bless. Peace.
Woo.